back, everyone. You know, there's so many things that involve plants that we love, but we also love to hate because we don't know what we're doing. So we've invited Miranda Oden from Leaf and Luxe right over there at the Central District to help us understand lighting. So welcome, Miranda.
Thank you.
All right, so this is a big question for many of us, including me.
Yeah, so rule of thumb, I'll say generally, the more green in the leaf that you have, the less light the plant is going to need. Oh. The green is the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what the plant needs to go through photosynthesis. So these guys are really efficient at going through photosynthesis. These plants, however, that have more variegation, that's the white in with the green, they need more light because they have less chlorophyll, so they're not really efficient at going through photosynthesis. An important thing to know, and a lot of people don't know this, is your directions. So what direction does your window face? Your best window is going to be a south window because the sun moves obviously from the east to the west, but it's in the southern part of the sky. So that window is going to get sun all day long. That's the best window for lighting. The next one's going to be an east or west because in the morning you'll get really nice bright sunlight, and then in the afternoon you'll get that really bright west sunlight. A north window is going to get the least amount of sunlight, but it's still good for those plants that don't need a lot of light, so these guys could go in a north window and be happy. This guy over here on the end, the big one, with the pink leaves, it doesn't necessarily need a ton of light simply because they like to be damp most of the time. So if you give them a little less light, their soil tends to dry out a little slower, and that's what keeps them really happy.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing with light is obviously we're coming into winter and we're going to have less hours of light. And these guys are going to go dormant. So I wouldn't worry too much, excuse me, about moving anybody around to give them more light. Just leave them where they're at, where they're happy now, unless you are listening to what I'm saying and you have somebody that needs moved. But otherwise, just leave them where they're at. And they're going to be quite happy. Just know to back off the watering because they're not going to dry out as fast. The last thing that I'll talk about when it comes to lighting is everyone, you know, says, I don't have a lot of light in my house. Everyone says that. So either...
I say that.
Yeah. Either everyone has no windows or everyone doesn't understand how much light they really are getting. And if you look at a tag on most plants or you look it up and read online, you know, what the care says, it says bright indirect light. Well, what is bright indirect light?
Yeah.
So bright indirect light just means that when you have it sitting in a window, like a south window or a west window, when it's going to get the harshest sun of the day, you want a cover on the window. So a blind that's making the light a little dappled, or a sheer over the window. Another thing to think of is, and this is really helpful even with watering, when you buy a plant, like this is a philodendron, it's a verrucosum, find out where it lives. So if it lives in a desert, it's going to get hot sun all day long. But if it lives on the bottom of the jungle floor, it's going to get dappled light because there's a canopy above it. So that will help you know how much light it will need.
Right, and all plants need some sort of light, right?
Yes.
Because, you know, you hear people just throw it in the bathroom with no window and throw it in but they need something, right?
They do. And a lot of people are concerned about having office plants because I don't have a window in my office. That's okay. Most overhead lighting in offices is enough to keep them going as long as you don't have something like this that needs a lot of light.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming. Okay, so this one right here, I absolutely love. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that leaf. Look how gorgeous that is. That is amazing. That's gorgeous. All right, well, if you have any questions about plants, plant tips, or just to see a wide range of beautiful selection that Miranda might have, you can stop in at Leaf and Luxe over there in the Central District. It's a beautiful shop. Obviously, you know, expertise right here, so go ahead and stop by. Well, Miranda, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me again.
I want to take this one home.
Okay.
All right, well, don't go away because medical news is coming up next.